Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Ready to Rise podcast, where, as you know, we dive deep into the journey of rediscovering ourselves, overcoming the limiting beliefs and the self doubt, and really just crushing those societal expectations and standards, right? So that we can live our own life, a life that we're obsessed to wake up for. You already know. But today, this episode, I publish every Thursday, so I publish every single Thanksgiving. There's always an episode of this podcast. And so this is our fourth one because I am celebrating the 4-year anniversary that just happened a couple of days ago, which is crazy. And I'll have to do an episode all about that coming up as well. Because 4 years, I mean, that's a long time. But I want to talk obviously about Thanksgiving because that is the day that this is coming out. And I've done a lot of episodes in the past about the gratitude and the be thankful for everything that we have and just, really like practicing all of that, practicing the gratitude and the mindset and all of that. But today I specifically want to talk about Thanksgiving, right? I feel like it often does revolve around, the gratitude and the blessings in our lives, but I really want to take it a step deeper and explore not just the things that we're thankful for, but also how we can reconnect with ourselves. Thanksgiving tends to be a time where there are a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of societal expectations, people pleasing, and all of that. And a lot of that can actually cause us to kind of lose some of our confidence, lose some of our self esteem. So I feel like it's really important to talk about, especially the people pleasing. So, I know that Thanksgiving can really bring up a mix of emotions, right? Sometimes it's time together with loved ones. It can also feel like maybe it feels fun and exciting. Sometimes it can feel like an obligation or really like a pressure. So, like when I talk about that societal standard or that societal pressure, I know that holidays can bring up a lot of that for us. Myself growing up, every single Thanksgiving, we would go to my grandma's house, which is kind of changing now as she's on her journey to the other side. She's getting close, pretty close to passing. And so it's changed, and it is changing. But I remember growing up, every Thanksgiving we went to her house, and I just remember feeling this pressure every time. Pressure of gathering around family members, pressure of needing to exude this perfectionism, dressing up a certain way. My sister and I used to always dress up quite a bit for Thanksgiving. Now you will find us in our gray sweatpants. Thank you very much. Maybe something a little nicer, maybe some Lulus instead, but gotta keep it comfy. But I remember over the years always feeling that really strict pressure, and there would always be comments. Literally, when my grandma would open her door, I would always be so excited to see her. I'd be first in line, to get inside grandma's house and say hi. And she'd open the door, and the first thing out of her mouth would be like, "You got bigger this year. You've gained some weight." To myself, my dad, who's a guy, who's a big burly guy, and he's not by any means a huge person. She'd always say things to him as well, just because we were the ones with the meat on our bones. Um, but just always be all these comments. And so I remember I had a really hard time being able to do anything about that growing up. And that's a whole other story. But I would try to make up for it in other ways. I would try to dress up super big. I would try to accumulate all of my accomplishments before going to her house so that I could share all of those accomplishments. I would bake. I loved to bake all these pies. I remember one year, and I feel like I did this for fun, but some of it was people pleasing as well. I remember one year I made everybody a mini pie of their favorite kind, like if it was pecan or it was pumpkin or whatever, apple, I don't even know. I made a ton of mini pies and other desserts just to try to, fit in, I guess, try to appease everybody, kind of people please, right? And I feel like for so many of us, that's what we go through. It's like we're supposed to show up a certain way, or we have to be like a certain person for our family members. They kind of know us a certain way, right? So we have to perform that role, live up to the expectation. But here's the thing: what if this Thanksgiving we used it to step out of those old false narratives and just be who we truly are. Like, imagine how good it would feel to release the weight of the unspoken expectations that have kept you from showing up as your authentic self. And this is where we're going to start with the first pillar that I feel like is super important to share. One of my first like main things I talk about is breaking free from the societal expectations, right? It's like we all have this image in our minds of what we should be, what society says we should look like, act like, feel like. And like I was saying earlier, we hear it from our friends, our family, even social media, the workplace, all of that, right? And and it impacts the way that we show up. So, like I was saying earlier, for me, it was like trying to dress up a bunch for Thanksgiving. I mean, to the point where I was like wearing like these like lacy, cute heels, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with putting on makeup and a cute pair of shoes. But I was literally going to like my grandmother's like tiny little house, and like there wasn't a bunch of us. Like, it wasn't a big, huge dinner party where it was like a fancy celebration, right? Like, everybody was wearing jeans and flannels. Like, I did not need to be wearing all of these like heels. So, bringing it back to you, like, I really want you to think about this. What if you didn't have to meet those expectations? What if you could redefine Thanksgiving or really any day on your own terms instead of fitting into someone else's box or the version of you that makes them happy, that keeps you small? How would you like to show up this holiday season? And kind of taking away those pressures, like not as a daughter, not as a mother or a coworker or a friend who's like doing it all, but just as you, like the real you who deserves rest, happiness, joy, right? The space to breathe. And I know it's not always easy because we've been conditioned for so long to put others first. But I want you to know that honoring yourself and taking up space doesn't diminish anyone else. It actually expands what you have to offer. And if the receiving end is that other people are feeling diminished or other people are feeling upset or jealous, that is a them thing, right? That's not a you thing. Because you showing up as you, like, it expands what you have to offer. When you show up as yourself, you are attracting the energy that aligns with you, right? The right relationships, all of that, the opportunities, the feeling, like you're just bringing into your life what feels good for you. Okay? And if you don't feel that, like if you haven't experienced that, trust me, that is how good it's going to feel. You're going to be bringing in so much of this aligned energy. It's going to feel really good. And rediscovering yourself is just really what I want you to do, right? I really want you to learn that. And the second point that I really want to make, something I kind of want to drive home. I was just talking about this on the Confidence Code masterclass that I hosted, but that's overcoming the limiting beliefs, the stories that we've been carrying around for years. And a lot of us are carrying them without even realizing them. It might be the belief that you're not enough or that you're not worthy. It could be a belief that you don't deserve to take up space, even on a holiday that's supposed to be about joy and gratitude and all of that, right? So, this holiday season in general, I want you to take a moment and reflect on the beliefs that have been running your life and ask yourself if these stories are really true, right? Are they even helping me? Are they helping me to be my true self and to unlock my full potential? Or are they keeping me really small? And then we're going to challenge those beliefs. If you just watched the Confidence Code Masterclass, I spoke about that, right? And also, by the way, if you didn't watch that masterclass, just DM me and I will gladly send the replay to you because it is super powerful, especially for this holiday season. But I want you to like, so identify those beliefs is what I just said. And then now challenge them, right? Take a step back and seriously ask, like, is this belief even mine? And is it even true? And we're going to discredit that belief in the challenge, right? Like, we're challenging it to discredit it. This belief, this was handed to me by my third grade art teacher. Like, I don't suck at art. Like, I'm allowed to like express myself and I feel good when I do it. Because those lies, those old beliefs, they no longer serve you. You are worthiness of you are worthy of happiness, of peace, of all of that, right? You can have whatever you desire, truly, and let that be the story. So let go of those old stories that limit you from your potential and make room for the truth. And that's step 3. I wasn't even going to get into like all the 3 steps of debunking our limiting beliefs, but that is the 3rd step. So after we identify it, then we challenge it, right? Debunk it, whatever you want to say. And then 3rd, we replace it with the real belief, a true belief that feels good for us. And then the 4th one is to anchor it into place. So, which is a whole process I'm going to be talking a lot about in my upcoming group program called Rise Above. We're going to have like a whole exercise, a whole workshop on anchoring the new belief in. But basically, you want to start adding it into your daily life, either living as that version or telling yourself about that version, like anchoring it in. I think that Thanksgiving really is a time to reflect on what lights you up. I think the end of the year in general is a good time to reflect on what makes you happy, what makes you feel like your best self, what were the best parts of this year that you want to keep moving forward, that you want to do again, right? And for a lot of us, we don't stop to actually ask ourselves what we want out of life, what makes us happy, what makes us feel good. And so this really is a perfect time to give thanks, give gratitude to all of the beautiful things that have happened for us over the last year and to move forward with what did serve us. And I think it's important to remember, like, we have the opportunity here to really think about what serves us, not what serves everybody else, not what everybody else says that we should want, right? Like, really, truly, deeply, what makes our heart happy. I want, sorry, this is like the most dramatic pause ever, like, not for any reason, but I really want you to give yourself that permission to like listen to your heart and listen to your true desires and the true, things that you are grateful for this year, and actually really do this process of thinking about it, of taking this moment to have gratitude for what went really well over the year. And I think that like that is part of the beauty of rediscovering yourself, and that we're constantly rediscovering ourselves. We're constantly thinking about what lights us up and what makes us happy, because it's not just about becoming somebody else. I said that wrong, right? Because it's not just, no, that's wrong. It is absolutely not about becoming somebody else. It's not what we're doing with this life. That's not what we should be doing, I don't think. I truly believe, you are born with all the confidence. You're born as yourself. You're born with your personality. You're born so dang worthy. It's 4 billion years of evolution to have you be here in this body on this earth at this time. So, like, it is absolutely not a mistake. You're absolutely born worthy AF, right? But it's about peeling back the layers of the doubt and the fear and all of that to find the you that's hidden underneath, the true you. Before, like, the world told you who you needed to be, before you started to diminish yourself and dim your light and dim your sparkle, right? It's the authentic and the vibrant, unstoppable version of you. It's finding that version. She's right there underneath. So, today, as you are celebrating Thanksgiving, I really do encourage you to do more than just give thanks for what's in front of you and just to give thanks for all of these superficial things. But I want you to seriously take a minute and give thanks to the woman that you are becoming, the woman who is the truest version of you on the inside. Give thanks for that strength, that resilience, right? The joy, the honesty. Give thanks to all of that. Because at the end of the day, you are the greatest gift that you can give the world. As cheesy as that sounds, it's absolutely true. And before I let you go, I just want to leave you with a little challenge. You can take this through with the rest of the year, right? Take a moment to set those boundaries for yourself. Take a moment to let that sink in and to really stand up for you, because every time that you say no to every time that you say yes to something that you don't want to say yes to, you are saying no to yourself. You really are. You are telling yourself that you are not worthy of standing up for yourself. You're telling yourself that you don't deserve to set a boundary, right? So I want you to kind of think about where you have been pushing too hard, where you've been overextending yourself, maybe sacrificing your peace or joy. And it's time to claim that space back for yourself, right? It's time to make a commitment together to stop people pleasing, stop overgiving, and start honoring our own needs. Because you are allowed to be you, right? And that is the greatest gift that you can offer to yourself and to everyone else. Just remember, I love you so much, and I am so, so proud of you. And I really hope that this episode sparked something within you, like a reminder that you don't have to live by anyone else's rules. You get to write your own story. So if this episode resonated with you, please, please share it with a friend. Share it to your story. Tag me at Hello Audrey Rose. And of course, go subscribe so that you don't miss any further episodes. We're going to be back with so much fire for the rest of this year because I am just pumped up about all of these subjects. And I want to say before we end, just two little things. If you did not see the Pink Friday sale on my Instagram, please go check that out. I'm doing a little bundle of two of my favorite offers that I have currently. It's a ticket to the Rise Retreat, which is worth $24.99, as well as a spot in my upcoming group program called Rise Above, which is a 6-week group program. It is all about overcoming specific limiting beliefs as well as people-pleasing tendencies. I have some kick-ass assignments, some workshops that we're going to be doing in there. I just mapped it all out the other day, and it is seriously really good. It's stuff that I learned from investing in people like Gabby Bernstein and other mentors. So I literally can say that it's probably worth a lot more than $4.99, but it's valued at $4.99. The bundle of both of those together is going to be only $20.99. It's over $900 off, right? And I decided that for the Rise Retreat ticket, I decided that since there's only 2 spots left for that April retreat, that you could choose April or November, because I know that it might sell out before you're even able to, take advantage of that offer. So I wanted to make sure that it was, available to everybody. So I added the November retreat in as well. And then if you want to do the Rise Above program by itself, you totally can. It's on sale for $199. And we do start December 1st. So all of this is a very short, limited time exclusive pricing. So definitely DM me on IG if you want to take advantage of any of that. But I love you so much, sister. I hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving and take so much care of yourself.